In the silence of our thoughts, a question echoes. What is money? What gives it power? And why does it feel like we are always running behind it? We live inside a system so familiar that we rarely stop to look at it. But today we peel back the curtain. Imagine a world with only one bank and only $100 ever printed. You walk into that bank, you borrow all 100, and the bank says you must return 105. $5 more. $5 that do not exist anywhere in that world. How can we return something that was never created? Where does the extra come from? There's only one answer. The extra money must be borrowed into existence. Someone else must go into debt for you to repay yours. And so begins an endless chain, a cycle where debt must grow forever or the system collapses. This fragile chain of borrowing and repayment becomes what we call the economy. What really is an economy? Is it wealth, production, prosperity, or is it simply the sum of all unpaid debt? When debt grows, the economy grows. When debt shrinks, the economy shrinks. If all debt were paid back at once, the money supply would vanish. The economy would fall silent. But the system carries a deeper shadow: recession. A recession is not an accident, it is the natural result of a system that demands endless growth. When people stop borrowing, money stops expanding. Prices fall, businesses suffer, jobs disappear. The system panics. Just like a living organism gasping for air, the economy contracts painfully until borrowing begins again. Why does recession exist? Why can't the economy grow forever? Because nothing in nature grows endlessly. Everything that lives must also decline. Every creature is born, grows, ages, and dies. This cycle prevents the world from overflowing. It maintains balance. It keeps nature from breaking. Money follows the same pattern. When money is created through debt, new life enters the system. When debt is repaid, that money dies, returning to the bank, disappearing forever. A dollar lives and dies just like we do. But when we force money to grow endlessly, the system strains, bends, and eventually breaks. This breaking is what we call a recession, a reset where excess money is destroyed, debt shrinks, and the cycle begins again. If money must constantly be created and destroyed, what happens to prices? They rise endlessly, silently, inevitably. Inflation is not a flaw in the system, it is the system. When debt expands, money expands. And when money expands faster than the things it buys, prices move upward like a slow, unstoppable tide. Are resources suddenly becoming rare? Are goods disappearing from the world? Is the earth itself shrinking? No. The planet remains almost unchanged: its forests, its minerals, its oceans. What changes is the money supply. Numbers multiplying, chasing the same amount of real things. Prices rise not because the world is shrinking, but because money is expanding. As we look around this world we created, another truth becomes clear. Businesses must borrow to grow, but they must repay more than they borrowed. Not all can survive. Some collapse. And when they do, banks collect the collateral: land, homes, factories, fields. Ownership shifts from the people to the lenders. Do we really own anything in a system where everything begins with debt? Every house, every car, every business exists because someone borrowed money that didn't exist and must somehow repay more than they received. And then comes the quiet, deepest question of all. Do humans truly need money to live, or only to survive in the system we built? Long before money existed, humans lived through cooperation, exchange, and shared resources. Money was meant to be a tool, a shortcut for trade. But somewhere along the way, the tool became the master. Is it money we fear losing, or the illusion of control it gives us? Because in the end, all we truly have is time, energy, earth, and each other. Everything else is just numbers, numbers born from debt, numbers that vanish when debt disappears, a world built on borrowed digits. What would life look like if we stopped chasing numbers and started understanding the system that controls them?